Hello everyone, welcome to the Smart Interface YouTube channel. I'm Jan Siddham, and in this video we are going to discuss the fifth problem of Codeforces Round 964 rated for Division 4. So without any delay, let's jump into the problem. So this problem is called as triple operations, and if we go through the question, we are given two values L comma R, and is saying that we have to assume that we are having all the values from L to R, that is L plus 1, L plus 2, and so on up till R. And our task is to decide minimum number of steps to make all the values to 0 if we perform the following operation. So we were talking about this range, right? L comma R, L1, L2, sorry, L plus 1, L plus 2, and so on up till R. We can pick any two numbers in this value. Okay, let's say we are picking L plus 1 and R minus 1. Pick any two values, and we can multiply a number by 3 times. We have to multiply a value with 3 and divide a value with 3. And our task is to find out how many steps are needed to make all the values to 0. So this is the question given to us. A range is given and we can perform one operation, that is pick two elements, multiply 1 with 3 and divide other element with 3. So that is the question given to us. We have to find the minimum number of steps required. Okay. Now let's try to understand how we can solve this. Let's start with a small example. Okay. Let's look at the first example that we are having. Here the value of L is 1 and the value of R is 3. So we have the elements 1, 2 and 3. And in Codeforces, it is also, Codeforces, it is also given the explanation why it takes 5 steps to convert them to 0. Okay. So first thing is clear. We have to pick two numbers. One is multiplied by 3. One is divided by 3. And in this case, is taking 1 to multiply, that is 1 is x, and 2 to divide. Okay, so after performing the operations, this is our current state of elements, right? Again, is taking x to multiply, that is 0, and is taking one of the 3's, and let's say this is the 3 he is going to take. So is applying multiplication and division, so we get this particular state. So like this, pick two numbers and multiply, divide in one step. So at last, after 5 steps, we are getting the value of 0. Now let's try to understand how we can solve this question. Okay, this is the example given to us. Let's take a different range. Okay, let's say our left value is 4 and our right value is somewhere 10. Okay, so our values are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So let's try to understand this question by splitting it into different parts, right? So first thing, if I want to convert all of them to zeros, the only way that I have is dividing things, right? So if I divide it by 3, this will be converted into 1, and if I divide this one, it will be converted into 0. So to convert 4 into 0, to my total answer, total number of steps that we need, this 4 is adding total of 2 steps plus 5 by 3 is 1, right? So 1 to 0, 1 more step. 6 by 3 is 6 by 3 is 2, 2 to 0, same, 2 steps here, 2 steps for this, 2 steps for this. And coming to 9, 9 by 3 is 3, 3 by 3 is 1, 1, so 3 steps in total and 3 steps in total. So just to convert these things by dividing them, will take these many steps for us. Okay. Now, the thing is, when we are dividing things, we have also have to multiply it with some other values, right? So let's do one thing. Let's try to convert 4 to 0, which is taking two steps. That is what we already counted here, as you can see, right? Let's say we are changing 4 to 0. So 4 divided by 3 becomes 1, and we will choose 5 to make it 5 into 3, so 15 to multiply things. Again 1 will become 0, 15 will become 45. Now this is the current state of our array, right? So one of the elements became 0. The two steps that we were talking about for 4 to make it 0 are done, right? Now to make other values, let's say 6, to make 6 as 0, we have to divide 6, right? But now since we have a 0 with us, all the multiplication operations can go to this 0. So it will not increment any other value. All the multiplication operations can just simply go to the value of 0. So it doesn't increment any other values, right? So except for 5, which is already taking two steps, all other elements are going to take the same steps to divide by 3 as we discussed, right? So all these values are taking same steps as we discussed to get them to 0. Now only the value of 5 is going to take some extra steps. What are those extra steps? First of all, converting 5, we already calculated that it requires two steps. But how many extra steps are there to take the value of 45 to 5? It is quite simple, right? It is exactly the same as number of steps it took us to make L value to 0. So we can simply do steps for L to make it 0. So this would be our answer. Right, this would be our answer. Okay, so this is the logic for our question. Okay, but now coming to the constraints, L and R can be 1 to 10 power 5, 2 into 10 power 5. The maximum possible range is 2 into 10 power 5. So this calculation we are talking about, the iteration and calculating, uh, is going to take, let's say, n time the length of the string, and we also have t test cases, right? We also have t test cases, and it is 10 power 4. So this 10 power 4 and 10 power 5 will cause TLE for us. So what we can do is, since we only need sum of all these values, we can store this as in a prefix sum array, right? We can store this in a prefix sum array, and when we want, total steps from L to R, we can simply do prefix sum of R minus prefix sum of L minus 1. This will give total steps to make them 0 plus steps required for making L to 0. This will be our answer. So this is the logic for this question. Let's code it up and see how it goes. So yeah, let's continue with this problems code. Yeah, so let's continue with this problems code. So first of all, we are given that we are having t test cases, right? So we'll run a loop for those t test cases, and here we are given the value of L comma R. So L comma R, we'll just take the input of them, map yeah, map here. So now we have to, as we discussed, we need how many times ls, how many times do we have to divide L by 3 to calculate its value? Next L plus 1, L plus 2, and so on. that is not time consuming. And if we look at our constraints also, the value of t is 10 power 4. So the value of t is 10 power 4, and L and R are 10 power 5, so it would take some time. So we'll pre-compute those values. So what we'll do is we'll create div that is number of divisions required. Okay, so that would be 0 for, I'm creating an empty array, and the size of this should be, because at max r can be 2 into 10 power 5, so int of 2e5 plus, I'm going to take 2, I want 0 until 2e10 perfect, so plus 1 would be enough, I think. Yeah, int of 2e5 plus 1. Okay, and I'm also going to create a prefix sum array. Copy this, and prefix sum is going to store sum of all these values. Okay, and yeah, now we have to compute these values here. So for I in range 1 2 into 2e5 plus 1, that is 2 into 10 power 5 plus 1. Now let's take current equals to I, the value of I. Okay, current equals to value of I, while current is greater than 0. What we can just do is division of I plus equals to 1, and current equals to 3, divide current by 3. Okay, and at last we'll also update the prefix sum. Prefix of I equals to prefix of I minus 1 plus prefix of, sorry, not prefix, but division of I. So that will be our prefix sum. So with this, our prefix sum and division arrays are constructed. So what we can just do is we can just print prefix sum of R minus prefix sum of L minus 1 plus divisions required for the value of L. So this is going to be our output. So let's just submit it and check. So as you can see, we have successfully submitted the question. If you are interested in programming and want to become a better problem solver, you can join our 3-month-long Smart Coder course and master data structures and algorithms. Link is in the description. You can click on it to find more about the course. And if you like this video, please consider liking it and sharing it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more such content. That is it for today's video. Have a great day.